Welcome, race fans, to Iowa Speedway for tonight's running in the Northwest Late Model Tour. We've got 50 laps to run here tonight. You can see the cars just about finished gridding. Excuse me, qualifying, not gridding. Now waiting for these guys to grid up. Just waiting for a few more to grid up. Alright, race fans, it's time to take you through the field. Starting on the pole is Troy Daggett with Blaze Berlin to his outside. Row 2 is going to be Dan Lowther with Danny Mann on his right. Row 3 is going to be Ryan McLeod and Dylan Matthews. Row 4 is going to see Tyler Kim with Robert Lucas on his outside. Row 5, Daryl Husson and Dustin Mitchell. Row 6 is going to be Kenneth Huston in that 13 car, bringing up the rear of the field. Pace car is going to bring him around one more time. Troy Daggett putting down some nice qual laps. Running the 25-26. Looks like he had actually 25.262 to Blaze Berlin's 25.267. So extremely tight right there. Only 5 thousandths difference between first and second, setting apart that front row. Ironically, the 9 and the 8 concurrent numbers. And there's the 10 behind them. Pace car is off. Troy Daggett's going to bring him into the Geico restart zone. Green flag is out. Daggett comes across the line with Blaze Berlin to his rear quarter and Dan Lowther following them. Berlin's going to fall in line behind Daggett. And Berlin already making contact with Daggett right there. He's going to fall back in line now. I think that 10 car is making his way under Lowther and he clears him. That's the 10 of Danny Mann. Lap 1 complete. Daggett still in first. Danny Mann putting the bumper to Berlin. Moves him up the track just a little. Down the backstretch. Daggett still got a good lead ahead of Berlin. Looks like Dylan Matthews is trying to challenge Lowther on the low side. Across the line, heading down into turn 1. They're just about neck and neck. Lowther with the advantage now, going into 1. Matthews is going to slide up in behind Lowther as they hit the backstretch. Danny Mann now trying to close that gap back up to Blaze Berlin. Looks like he's trying to stick the nose under her. Off of turn 2, he's going to fall back in behind. He's trying to shoot down low into the turns. They're going to bring him across the line. You got 5 laps completed tonight. And working that car, trying to get past Berlin. These guys have no extra sets of tires and no fast repairs tonight, so they're gonna need to take care of them. 50 laps at Iowa is not a short race. It's a pretty good sized track. Man sends it down into turn 1. He's got the advantage. Slides it up in front of Berlin, and he's got him cleared. And Berlin's got nothing for him to come back. Now Lowther on Berlin's back bumper. Lowther going to be able to make a move on Berlin now. Tyler Kim getting past Robert Lucas in that 7 car. Lowther all over Berlin. Lowther's going to send it down in turn 1 underneath Berlin. He's going to be able to make it stick. He's got him cleared. Can Berlin cross him over? He's not going to be able to. Berlin's got nothing for him. Lowther's going to take that position. Berlin maybe going to try it down low into 3. It's going to end up washing up out of 4. But that's going to put Dan Lowther up into the top 3 now. Bad news for Daggett. Danny Mann is on a mission. He's got a lot of speed catching up to everyone. Slowly but surely closing the gap on Daggett. Tyler Kim and Ryan McLeod. Kim maybe trying to challenge McLeod. They're down to 1. They're running different lines. Like Kim might try something. He's going to stick the nose out there. Not quite ready. Slides back in behind him. Down to the turn 3. He's going to send it down. McLeod shuts the door. Kim looks on the high side. Kim sends it deep into 1. Has to lift for McLeod so he doesn't plow through him. Kim definitely giving McLeod a run for his money as we see Dylan Matthews right in front of them. Matthews looks like he's having some connection issues. Up to the high side, McLeod's down low. Kim looks high. It's looking like McLeod's going to try and get Matthews. Just Tyler Kim maybe backed off a bit. Kim catching up to them again. McLeod's going to send it down below Matthews. McLeod with the advantage down the backstretch, but not clear of Matthews quite yet. And Matthews up high is going to have him cleared. McLeod has got Matthews cleared. Now Tyler Kim looking to get by Matthews. Kim going to send it down into turn one. Side by side. Pushing that car hard down the low line. We're going to fall back in behind Matthews. Matthews going to head down on the low line, shutting the door for Kim. McLeod odd off of that corner. Matthews now looking low under McLeod. You see Danny Mann is still closing the gap on Daggett. The last few laps he's gone from a 4/10 to a 2/10 gap, getting smaller every lap. Ryan McLeod is a little loose off the corner. Kim's going to be looking right on the back bumper of that 44 car. As McLeod gets shuffled to the high side. Kim has got the speed, but he's getting stuck behind these cars. He's not able to make a pass. He's looking awful frustrated behind them. 88 and the 44 making those cars very wide for Kim. Danny Mann inching closer, now within 2/10. Coming across the line with lap 21, almost halfway. Kim getting by McLeod now. He's got him cleared. We've got two battles going on here. We don't want to miss any of the action. We got one up front. Mann is challenging Daggett. Up out of turn two down the backstretch. Daggett increasing the gap into the corner. Off a turn forward. Mann's got a good run. He's going to send it down into turn two. He's not quite to his bumper yet. It's back here. Tyler Kim has gotten by Dylan Matthews. Daggett having to make that car wide, trying not to let Danny Mann get by all the time while trying to save tires. Like I said, they have no extra sets tonight, so what they're running now has got to last the whole time. But Danny Mann's looking on the high side. He's right on Daggett now. Mann looks low. They're heading down to the turn one. Mann is at Daggett's door to the rear quarter. Daggett with the advantage coming off the corner. Mann couldn't complete the pass. He's going to fall back in line, and we got a caution on the track. See, was this Daryl Husson, possibly? Trying to locate the cause of this caution. Maybe we're having a halfway caution. I'm going to say this one's a halfway break. So we've gone halfway through the race. All green. Non-stop green flag action tonight. We throw the halfway caution as man is just about to make a pass on Daggett. So this car's maybe going to have to just pit for fuel. Daggett been leading every lap starting on the pole. Doing a great job tonight. See, the lights are off on the pace car now. Pace car is off. Daggett takes him into the Geico restart zone. Green flag is out. Oh! Contact Daggett in that 10. Danny Mann in contact with Lowther. Everyone gets out of there unscathed. But that was an ugly restart. Down the backstretch, Daggett's got first, Danny Mann second, Dan Lowther in third, Blaze Berlin ends up in fourth. And everybody's bunched back up at the front. That's not good news for Daggett. He's being challenged by Danny Mann already. All over his back bumper. Danny Mann's going to have to deal with Lowther on his back bumper, though. Lowther slides up the track, but so does Mann. Berlin tries to go even on the high side of that. Daggett swings down low, trying to block. Daggett's going to have the low side with Danny Mann on the high. Danny Mann's going to fall down below Daggett. Lowther slides up, loses the position. A little bit of contact. Oh! Heck of a save by Daggett. Wow, I can't believe he saved that and held on to the lead. Contact between the 9 and the 10. That was incredible. It's going to let Lowther take the lead, though. Daggett, however, just losing one spot after that. So that's going to sort them out with Lowther now getting a gap. Daggett in second, Mann in third, Berlin in fourth. see Tyler Kim and Dylan Matthews side by side. So we're inside of 20 laps to go. Now we can see Berlin trying to make a move on Man. Berlin down low, Man on the high side. Coming out of turn 4, they're still side by side. Cross the line with 17 laps to go. He's going to bring it down into 1. Berlin sends it down low. It's not going to give him the advantage he needs. Man's still on the high side. He's not clear. Tight quarters as they head into 3. Berlin washes up the track. Man has to jump out of it. Man's going to dip down low, look inside. Tight quarters again as they head into 1 and 2. Berlin, Man, head down to the 3. Berlin, oh, puts the bumper to Man. Man saves it. And they down into turn 1. Looks like Daggett maybe going to be able to challenge Lowther for the lead. Daggett been incredibly dominant, leading the entire first half of this and only losing the lead recently. Oh! And we've got a car... Oh, Danny Man goes around. Berlin down to 1, sends it in low. Gets into Danny Man and just send up the track. And there we go. Take a ride on board with Blaze Berland. Going down the back stretch and down to 3. He sends it down in there, sends it just too hard. And 10 goes around. Gonna bring out caution number 2 tonight. Danny Man possibly just parking it for the night after that contact with Berland. Seen Berlin being a little bit excessively aggressive several times tonight. He's currently in the pit getting his car fixed up. Again, no fast repairs, so he's having to just sit through that repair sequence as his car magically ghost floats across the pit. Alright then. Dan Lowther has still got the lead. Daggett sitting in second. Got 12 laps to go. The lights are still going on the pace car. They're going to bring him around a few more times before we get this thing back going. Should be probably about get the green with about 10 laps to go. Berlin taking an EOL, or maybe just going to the back on due to the repair. No fast repairs, but car sure does look good after that. Lowther, Daggett, Tyler Kim in third. Great for Tyler Kim coming from the back after all that. We got Matthews, Dustin Mitchell, those guys all up there. Been hanging in the back. Up front now, good for them. As we got the lights are off on the pace car. Got the 1 to green. Who's it gonna be? Lowther, Daggett. Could we see another car sneak in from behind them? And is another caution gonna play a factor? Pace car is gonna pull off the racing surface. And Lowther brings him into the Geico restart zone, and he's off. Daggett just did not go. It didn't really hurt him too much. Kim right on Lowther's back bumper. They head down into turn 1. We've got 10 laps to go. Top 3 all Team Ramrod cars. Daggett trying to get to Lowther's rear bumper so he can do something. Across the line, we got 9 laps to go. Daggett, Lowther send it deep into turn 1. Tyler Kim's in third, being challenged by that 44 car. Eight laps to go. Lowther's still able to hold off Daggett. Daggett all over Lowther's back bumper. Lowther's going to keep the low line as they head into turn 3. Daggett with a bit of a run. Off of 4, he's going to look down low. Down into turn 1. Daggett's going to send it. He's on the low side. He's got the preferred line. Lowther's got a bit of momentum on the high side. As long as Daggett can stay to his side. He's got the nose just ahead enough. Lowther's not able to slam the door on him as they head down into turn 3. Off of 4, Daggett with a bit of advantage. Side by side as they head down into turn 1. Daggett making progress on Lowther. He's going to slam the door. Oh! Lowther says, I don't think so. That's going to let Lowther get down on the low side. Daggett maybe slammed the door too soon. Daggett's way up the track. Tyler Kim sneaking in right there. Daggett's going to start to pull away from Lowther as Kim's going to try and challenge Lowther now. All over his back bumper. We got 5 laps to go. Daggett just got to keep it pointed in the right direction for the next 4 laps. Keep Lowther in his rear mirror. Is Tyler Kim going to be able to do something with Lowther? He looks on the low side. Little of a wiggle off the corner and keeps away from Lowther. Only sets him back a tiny bit, but he's still going to send it down to the turn 3. Lowther closes the door. Across the line. Got just 3 laps to go. Daggett still growing that lead. He's loving what he's seeing in his mirror. Lowther having to put that car all over the place to defend from Tyler Kim. Across the line, we've got now 2 laps to go. Want to see that white flag. No caution, no caution. Out of the turn 3. Tyler Kim is still working hard trying to get past Lowther. Still gonna come across the line. Daggett takes the white flag. The next one's gonna end this. Tyler Kim challenging Lowther on the low side, also being challenged on the high side by that 44. It's like the 44 brushed the wall. And Troy Daggett is going to be your winner at Iowa. Dan Lowther second. Tyler Kim third. 1, 2, 3 for Team Ramrod. Impressive showing for those guys. Troy Daggett will be your winner. Troy's gonna put that thing down on the, burn it down. So your top finishers tonight. Troy Daggett being your winner, Dan Lowther in second, Tyler Kim bringing it home in the top three position. Dustin Mitchell fourth, Blaze Berlin ends up in fifth after that contact earlier and having get sent to the back. Ryan McLeod in sixth, Dylan Matthews seventh, Robert Lucas eighth, Daryl Husson ninth, Kenneth Husson 10th, Danny Mann 11th, and Gavin Bellew and Kenneth Storkson did not start this race. So we are going to rejoin with our top three. So don't go anywhere, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back. We're here with our top three finishers. We've got Tyler Kim right here. Tyler, you've been in the back of the field for most of that race, and then you just came out of nowhere. Tell us how you got up there.
Um, kind of got lucked into it when that caution came out, and was I don't even know who it was there that ended up getting into it there in 3 and 4. When they went and got into it there, I just kind of was able to pounce. So I just kind of lucked into it more or less.
Well, regardless of luck got you there, you held your own perfectly well up in the front to bring it home top three. Congratulations on that. Who'd you like to thank?
1-5 Studios for doing the broadcast. Team Ramrod, um, and yeah, that, thanks to these guys that are putting this on. I think it's Dylan and Travis, and kind of a cool league. This is the first race for me. I just got into it, so this is kind of cool. Cool car.
All right, Tyler Kim bringing it home in third. Now we got Dan Lowther. Dan bringing it home in second. You almost were able to hold off Daggett at the end. What more could you have needed to make it happen?
I made a mistake and didn't change my steering ratio for the race, so I kind of burned up my right front there towards the end and couldn't really do much for him.
Well, nevertheless, you ended up in second. Good showing for you tonight moving forward in the points. How do you think you can keep the momentum going?
Yeah, just keep trying to run nice, smooth, clean races, 0x and stuff like that, and try to keep the fast guys behind me. But we'll keep moving forward. And hopefully, the next time we finish third the first race, second this race, so hopefully the next one's the winner.
All right, Dan, who would you like to thank tonight?
Yeah, I got to thank 1-5 Studios for the fresh paint on the old late model stock tonight. Looks sharp. Also, the same guy does the broadcasts here for this league, so that's pretty awesome. So thank you, and thank the league and the guys that put this on, Dylan and Travis Barnes and stuff, for doing it. In Front Motorsports and Fire Snacks, and shout out to Team Ramrod sweeping the podium tonight.
All right, Dan Lowther, bring it home in second place. Congratulations, Dan. And your winner, Troy Daggett. Troy, you're incredibly dominant tonight, and heading to just, I think second was the worst that you were sitting tonight. How were you able to just be so incredibly dominant? Tell us about it.
Not too much. Just drove the car Pretty good. Iowa is like one of the tracks I like in the late model stocks, the super late models and the street stocks. For some reason, I just like this track and those cars, and this one just worked out in my favor to get the W.
Well, an absolutely dominant and very impressive performance, leading every lap of the first half and only not leading a handful of laps. Bringing it home in P1 tonight. Who would you like to thank, Troy?
I would like to thank the wife and kids for letting me iRace. 1.5 Studios for broadcasting the race and designing this sweet new looking black and blue flames car. I'd like to thank Team Ramrod, the guys I race with. They're a great bunch of guys. Also, I'd like to say congrats to Tyler Kim and Dan Lather for their finishes tonight.
All right, Troy Daggett bringing it home in first. Congratulations on that big win tonight.
Thank you.
All right, that's going to do it for us here at 1.5 Studios tonight. We'd like to thank you for joining us. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of the Northwest Late Model Tour racing, as well as Short Track Super League on Thursdays at 9 and the International Asphalt Association Xfinity Series on Mondays at 8:45. So again, we'd like to thank you for joining us, and we'll see you at the next track.